Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. My name is Bernadette Desir, and I'm your host. And joining me today is Kirtti Sharrma, all the way from India. Welcome.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much, everyone.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, what time is it where you are right now?
It's 9:30 p.m.
Oh, wow. And it's 10 a.m. here, people. Massive time difference. I appreciate you
Yeah.
taking the time to come on the podcast. I know it's a bit late for you.
Thank you so much. No, for sharing my knowledge or sharing my experience. I'm
Yeah.
always on.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So can you start by telling us who you are and what you do?
I'm Kirtti Sharma, as she already talked about that I'm from India and I'm a spiritual counselor,
Mhm.
or I call myself Energy Alchemist because I got that name during meditation. My main thing is that I tap into the energies of my clients and bring in easy to follow steps that they can follow each day and change their life to abundance and happiness. And I use NLP, life coaching, hypnosis, and much more that I learned through into the process. So that's what I do. And I hold one-on-one sessions and group coaching.
Oh, wow, that's so cool. I'm so excited to talk to you because I'm into everything you just shared. That's really cool. So would you say that you were born gifted with the gifts that you have now?
Actually, yes, but as the past generation didn't know about it, and I realized that even though India is um, too much into spirituality, but it is now into religion, not spirit, not connecting to the spirit. It is more of religion and a process. But I realized that, like in Western countries, there are lineages. There are grandmothers teaching about all these things like um, intuition and psychic abilities to their granddaughters and grandchildren. So I realize it all on the flow, but I am an empath since childhood and claircognizant as well. So I download things since childhood.
Yeah, that's so cool. Is there ever a time that you felt overwhelmed by the gifts that you have?
Yes, yes, yes. Since childhood, it is like first thing, as an empath, I used to feel everyone's energy. My son is also an empath. And as I started learning, I realized, okay, that happened to me as well.
Yeah.
So it used to be like overweaving. When I was in gatherings, family gatherings, my cousins and my aunts, aunts, etc., used to come. I was like, why am I having that headache? Why don't they go away? So it used to happen to, I mean, after 28 or so, when my father died, I came to know that I was an empath because I started working on myself and learning all of these things about empathy, about psychic abilities. So that's when I came to know. But it used to like
Yeah.
being so fearful and being burdened by energy.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming, very overwhelming.
Yes.
What are some signs that people should look for to determine whether they're an empath or not? Because most of us don't know and we're suffering.
Yeah. Um, I say first thing is you download things and you feel too much. As an
Mm.
empath, I'm a clairsentient, so I feel everyone's energy. And the biggest problem is we don't able to distinguish between our own energies and the energies of other people.
Yeah.
Usually we feel sad. That is the first sign that you need to understand whenever you are feeling overwhelmed or overburdened by emotions. You need to sit down all alone and feel, is
Mhm.
this my energy? Ask yourself, why am I feeling so burdened, so emotional, so negative?
Yeah.
Because most of the times your inner self will reply you that it is not your energy.
Yeah.
You are sad because cousin is said, or your mom is said, or your child is said, maybe. So that is the biggest sign that you need to understand and you need to sit down with.
Yeah, yeah. I had to learn the hard way that I'm an empath because I pick up people's energies and I somehow know they're not mine, but I keep them. And I'm still learning how to let go and release them. How can we release energies that are not ours that we're carrying?
Uh, for that, understanding boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
and as an empath, you might have also noticed, and who can now understand that they are empath can understand that
Yeah.
we are easily or in the flow. We
Mm-hmm.
are people pleasers and we tend to say yes even when we want to say no. It is like, yes, yes,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have that energy. You need to understand. Ask yourself, do I want to do that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want. I'm a single mom, and when I came back with my son to my
Mm-hmm.
mom's place because we were rescued in some way. It's a long story, but when we came here, my mom says you have to do job because you have to take care of your son. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I don't want to do job. I want to keep working on my business because it was low, but I used to work on this thing earlier as well. But I didn't able to say no because I was overburdened with my own trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So biggest thing is first understanding where you want to say no, where you need to say no. If
Yeah.
your heart says no, don't do it. Second
Mm-hmm.
thing is understanding your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Like boundaries are a frame or just like a boundary around our house.
Yeah.
We have it so that intruders won't come in.
Mm-hmm.
You need to understand that boundary.
Yeah.
Like if I said, if my heart says no, then it is no. And
Mm-hmm.
now, after so many years, almost 2 decades and 12 years working only on myself,
Mm-hmm.
I am now able to say no very boldly, like
Yeah.
no, 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 no. I won't say yes, 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 yes,
Mm-hmm.
but it will take time to understand your boundaries, to note them down. That what are your values? What is your vision that
Mm-hmm.
you are living with? That you came here to be, and with those values and visions, then you can set the boundaries. And
Mm-hmm.
it will help you a lot with
Yeah.
these two
Yeah.
points only.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. You touched a little bit on trauma. Can we talk about the wounds of trauma? How can we heal those kind of wounds? Because it's very complex at times for us to process and work on, especially by ourselves.
Um, Even if a person who is listening to this
Mm-hmm.
have never been into trauma, like when I came back, I did my master's in psychology after 14 years of bachelor's and then getting married and having a son. But I came to know, I did a mini research with 100 people or so,
Mm-hmm.
where I came to know that we are conditioned in a way, and no matter how good our parents, our surrounding is, even a little bit can hurt us,
Yeah.
and that becomes a trauma into us.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be trauma, even if you are not living with people like that, or you had any trauma in your family, but there is something that will hurt you. The biggest thing is you should work with someone, coach or someone who can help you understand those traumas that we carry forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone who knows about spirituality, there's one thing that we carry forward traumas of generations in this lifetime. I'm carrying the trauma of my mother wounds and father wounds and their generations,
Mm-hmm.
right? Both sides. Not only that, we are carrying the trauma of our own soul that evolved in many lifetimes. So
Mm-hmm.
there is too much of trauma. I saw actually each cell of my body is filled with some kind of trauma. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to start healing or you need to start listening or changing yourself so that you can heal all the past things. We
Mhm.
work with light language, and usually I work with light language and channel the healing to cut it away, to delete all the past karmas and
Yeah.
mostly past trauma. I'm
Mm,
developing a healing modality which is being channeled. It is not still totally birthed out, but yes, it is Mokshastram,
mhm.
which is about bringing in moksha, that is total liberation,
Yeah.
which we want to, and we want to attain it.
Mhm.
So I'm trying and developing it with time and angels and helpers, whoever is sending it to me,
Yeah.
slowly, one step at a time. But yes, healing
Mhm.
helps.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I love light language. Can you tell people what light language is if they don't know?
For me, I started with dragons first. I connected to dragons and started light codes, drawing lines and all. So light language is, there are different councils of light,
Yeah.
and I used to connect to Arcturian council more and more,
Mhm.
and they are the healers. They create energy of light to heal.
Yeah.
And I don't go deep into the connection, but I just channel. So what I used to do is, first I used to draw, and then suddenly one day I said I need to grow in this thing. So
Yeah.
I started channeling light language. It is like we are speaking words,
Mm,
in that something comes out of us through voice. They
mhm.
are syllables and vowels and I don't know what, but the words comes out, and there is a pattern of each of it.
Yeah.
Like someone will speak in a different way, I will speak in a different way, you will speak in a different way. So it comes out in a different way for everyone.
Mhm.
Whatever comes out, the sound heals. That
Yeah.
sound start healing on the minutest point, even if you hear it only once
Yeah.
or just for seconds. It will start healing your body and soul so faster and intensely that you won't even feel that there's something going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
agree.
hopefully I cover what light language is, because
Mhm.
I don't go into the theory and everything. I just experience things. So that's what I experienced.
Yeah, that's awesome. You work with dragons, you said?
Yes, I used to, actually I call upon my dragon guide now and then, but I started my journey
Mhm.
with dragons. First I connected to dragons, and then I connected to my specific dragon guide, and
Mhm.
then I started drawing the symbols and lines and
Yeah.
dots and everything.
Yeah.
That's called light codes. So that's how I started with this light language and galactic council.
That's so cool. Would you ever guess that I'm a dragon?
Actually, I felt a little bit, but I won't say that, because
Yeah, I'm
when
one.
I connect to the energy, I can feel some energies, but I don't. Now, with time, I stopped giving them names or labels.
Yeah.
So, if my dragon energy or dragon guide wants to come, they are one of the light beings
Hmm.
now at this
Hmm.
time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's so cool. Would you say the channeling that you do, because I know there's different types of channeling.
Yes.
What would you call what you do? Is it just basic channeling of light language or trance channeling? There's so many.
I won't name anything because I don't label things now. I
Yeah.
stop labeling. But what I channel is, I started with Reiki. And then, as I said, that my father died, I started connecting to psychic, connecting, not connecting, but
Mhm.
developing my psychic abilities and
Yeah.
became a medium. So, what used to happen, that if someone is attached with a soul who wants to get into
Mhm.
light or being released or something like that, then
Yeah.
those people used to come to me, and I used to help these spirits to
Mm.
move on with the help of Archangel Michael.
Yeah.
Now, At that time, I used to connect with like angels. I'm downloading angels. I am downloading a spirit. Then I started going on and walked into the light only. So there is light and there's me. I just call upon the light council, or as I pray to Shiva and Shakti, I call them Mahadev. I say, Mahadev, heal through me, or whatever. So I don't label it, but
Yeah,
I channel various energies which
yeah,
are one, which
yeah,
are one,
yeah.
and I heal through, like, if I'm sitting in a group and
Mhm.
I'm asked, I will walk the group down into a meditation to relax them, while my hands will start channeling energy like this,
Yeah,
and my light language will come in between the words. So that's how I channel.
that's really cool. I love that. Yeah. Sounds like you may also do energy healing with your hands.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay, that's so
I
cool.
started with Reiki. That's why, maybe.
Oh, okay. Are there different forms of Reiki or is just Reiki?
It's just simple Reiki. I initiated into Reiki 1, 2, and 3 and Grandmaster, where
Mhm.
I can teach. So I stayed with that only, and then started developing some more healing energies. I want to heal someone as soon as possible. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's really cool. So have you met your guides and have you seen angels?
I met, I actually started with spirit guides.
Yeah.
So I connected to my spirit guides in 2012 and 13. So I
Oh,
used to work with them.
yeah.
And then about angels, like my father died, and that's when I started all of this. I used to
Mhm.
stay with my son and I used to cry all alone. At that time, I was there. My ex husband wasn't that empathic, never been there when I used to cry. So I was all alone, crying out loud.
Mhm.
That was the time when I connected to Archangel Michael, because I felt like my father is gone. I don't have a brother or any masculine who can protect me from this person
Mhm.
or anyone. So Archangel Michael became like a big brother protecting me all the time.
Mhm.
And that's when I saw Archangel Uriel.
Yeah.
I was crying actually in the bed with my son was with me. He was sleeping. He was around 3 or so.
Mhm.
I saw a golden light in the darkness
Yeah.
near the window, and I was like, "Who's that?" There was something I can't explain. A golden shield or a golden mask, you can say,
Yeah.
that was there. And then later on, I understood that it was Archangel Uri. So
Oh,
I started connecting with them like this.
yeah, it's so cool because he did visit me and
Oh,
he did. Yeah. Yeah, and I could see him going up through a funnel very
oh,
early in my spiritual awakening, which I'm still going through. Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, Archangel Michael. I know there are the 12 archangels. They're pretty well known throughout the world in many different religions, and we all have different names for them, but overall, they're just one. They connect with us all through source.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. How can we trust our intuition? Because I think all of us have intuition, but not all of us use it.
Yeah, actually, we are not taught, I must say,
Yeah,
because before I got married, I was getting that don't marry this person, don't marry this person, this is not for you. And I said, no, everything is done, and whatever. I got married, and later, when I started working with angels, I realized that was my intuition guiding me to
yeah,
not take that step.
mm,
Um, to trust your intuition will, there are two things. First, it won't hurt you, it will guide you to the right thing,
mhm,
even if you feel that it is wrong at that time. The
mhm,
second thing is it won't be harsh on you, like it will give you reminders one after another,
mhm,
but it's your free will that you listen to that voice or not.
mhm,
Because yes, we are born with intuition, Like, how do we know what our pets need, right?
Mhm.
Even if a mother can read the silence of its child, her child, but what about pets? We can connect to them, their energy, right? There's intuition. You will
Mhm.
see that people who have pets work or talk to them just like they are babies, right? So intuition is always there. You need to just trust that there is intuition, and you need to
Mhm.
know that anything that is hurting you to an extent where it is harmful for your life, it is
Mhm.
not intuition. It is not the positive guides who are helping.
Yeah, 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 I agree. Yeah. And how can we trust our guides and helpers? Because they're here. They talk to us all the time, whether we're awake or not, and they
Yes,
protect us. But for those who are awake or not awake, how can we trust in what we're receiving from them?
it is difficult, I will say, because we are conditioned in a way in this lifetime or in this world that
Mm.
we are taught that what you can't see
Yeah,
isn't there.
yeah, yeah.
So once you start reading about them or
Mhm.
understanding about them or connecting to them,
Mhm.
you have to keep that trust
Mhm.
forever because you are the only key who needs to take that trust forever. No one, everyone will say that there's no one. My mom used to say when I started working with angels and archangels, as I'm Hindu, and
Mhm.
we pray to like gods and goddesses like Lakshmi, Vishnu, Shiva, and Shakti, and Hanuman, Ganesh, all these, there are so many deities, there are so many gods and goddesses. So
Mhm.
my mother used to say, why are you connecting to Christians' angels? They are angels for Christians,
Mhm.
not for you. Why don't you connect to your own gods and goddesses, right?
Yeah.
So they will stop you.
Mm.
Everyone around you will stop you.
Mhm.
Whatever you do to evolve your soul,
Mhm.
people will stop you. You have to trust yourself that
Yeah.
all the positive things in the starting, the voices and the help that you are getting is positive, like motherly.
Mhm.
They will stop you if you are doing something wrong or life threatening, but otherwise, they won't interfere your free will. So it's about you.
Mhm.
You need to trust.
Yeah, 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 I agree. Yeah, trusting and just having faith because
Yes.
like we can't not all of us can see energies or feel
Yeah.
energies or connect, right?
I can't see them like with my eyes open, but when I close my eyes, I can actually, I am, as I said, clairsentient. I feel things, I get messages in my head, so it could be internal. You need to
Mhm.
start meditating more and more to connect to those energies.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Let's talk about meditation. What are some myths that you've heard about meditations?
The first thing is that when you meditate, you need to silence your mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Till now, for 20 years, I'm meditating.
Mhm.
Yes, there is silence, but it takes, I mean, it depends on your soul's journey. If
Yeah.
you are still a new soul who is still on the earliest path of your soul's evolution and meditating, there might be a long way that you have to complete till your mind get that one moment of silence. But
Mhm.
there are people, as I can see in this world right now, people are waking up as they had been onto this planet too too long and had been working on all these things for too long
Mhm.
in their past lives. So meditating and not thinking that you are not going to have thoughts
Mhm.
is the only key, because thoughts are going to be there even when you are connecting to the divine and talking to them, asking them for something. That is also
Mhm.
something going on. So that's a myth. People think I can't meditate
Mhm.
because I can't silence my mind. Whenever I meditate or sit down for meditation, I keep speaking. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing
Mhm.
that you need to do.
Yeah, yeah. When did you start to meditate?
First time I meditated when I was around 16 in
Mm-hmm.
my 10th grade or 11th grade, that my father's friend walked me down into meditation. That was the first time I came to know what is meditation. And that was the greatest experience. And later on in 2004, when I was initiated into Reiki,
Mm-hmm.
I went into meditation at that time. So since
Okay.
then, I'm doing it on and off. But for past 12 years,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it every day, and it is the only thing that helped me out of all the trauma.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I do it every day. I
It is
have to and I
essential.
need it. Yeah. And it does help. It helps a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, is there anything that we haven't covered that you'd like to share with us?
Okay. There's one thing that I
Mm-hmm.
tell everyone who connect to me about spiritual journey specifically,
Mm-hmm.
that first thing, spiritual journey will never end. Your journey is continuously going on till the end of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So keep working on. Secondly, whenever you will rise into light,
Mm-hmm.
the darkness will pull you down. So there is light and darkness always being there. And just today only, I was meditating and I felt my own evil side, my own dark side, and my own light side integrating into one
Mm-hmm.
after so many years of practicing. So the aim is to transmute both into one, to bring them into one,
Mm-hmm.
to merge them into one. Our inner masculine and feminine, our darkness and light, everyone has that.
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever you will go up into the light doing something right,
Mm-hmm.
the darkness will pull you down. You have to keep doing it. You have to
Yeah.
keep walking on.
Yeah.
Never give up. Never give up.
Yeah.
And if you can find a community just like yours, a podcast like just like yours, then listen to it. Hold
Mm-hmm.
the hands.
Mm-hmm.
Join that community. Share your heart out. That is how we work together.
Yeah, yeah. I love that you use the darkness and the light because I think if we let them, both of them can serve us. We tend
Yes.
to have negative self thoughts or outlook on the dark part when really we need both to remain on our path and journey and to learn from them. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I love that
Yes.
you use that. Yeah. Do you teach meditations?
Uh, Usually not, but I have a healing portal which
Okay.
I am launching now and then, which is monthly. We go into three meditations, three sessions of meditations, group meditations,
Mhm.
where I heal and help people meditate as well.
Yeah.
So this is like new moon and full moon. And then there is the dates, like
Mm.
it's 7/7 that is going to come, or
Yeah.
6/6, like six number six or the date six of sixth month, right?
Mm.
So at those days, at those numbers, the energies of that number are too much high. So we meditate on that time. And usually it is 3 days
Mm-hmm.
in a month. So, like if it is 6/6, so it is the energy of 6 is going to be on 6/6, 15 6, that is 15 June, that just went on, and 24th of June, right? 24/6. So these three were date portals, and the next is full moon and new moon. So we what we do is like new moon is generally around the first date, 6/6 or 7/7. So I take that one date of new moon or full moon, and then the mid date of the portal, and then full moon. So that's how we do the healing as well as meditation.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was born on a full moon. I
That's so
was. Yeah. But I can feel the moon, when it's full with just all the different phases that it goes through. And I know
sweet.
people who weren't born in full moons. They may be impacted by the moon.
Yeah.
How can people, you know, live
Mm.
and experience the full moon and whatever it has to offer us?
the energies. I'm a Cancerian and too much high with, I mean, I'm not into astrology, I'm into
Mm,
numerology, but
mhm,
astrologically, I am a Cancerian. I have moon rising and moon, sun, I don't know what.
mm,
That's moon
yeah.
signs, right? So
Yeah.
it's too much high in my astrological chart.
Yeah.
So what happened is moon effects.
Mhm.
No matter you are born on a full moon or whatever, moon affects everyone.
Yeah.
But the numbers like 2 or 4, the multiples of 2 will feel that energy because there are 2 in that, and 2 is
Mhm,
the number of moon, right? So numerologically, it will
mhm,
affect you. And what happen is when it's new moon or no moon, you will feel depressed or low, very low. That is the time when psychological asylums, I must say, or rehabs
mhm,
are
mhm,
hyped on the depression part. And when it's full moon, they are hyped on the manic part, right? So it
yeah.
happens with each one of us. It's like you need to understand your own energy
Mhm,
and then flow with the flow, because nothing can help you, just your own peace, inner peace and outer peace can help you, and a mentor can help,
mhm, yeah.
and a community
Yeah, I agree. I
that can help
agree.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. As we wrap up, I'll let you share anything you want to share, and then I'll ask you two more questions, and we'll wrap up the episode.
um, Sharing about, I must say that if you understood, like many people just give up after a few hurdles, there are dark night of souls which
Hmm.
will stay until you are enlightened. There's a journey after enlightenment,
Mhm,
where you understood that you are the God, you are the creator, you are everything. You
mhm,
merge with that higher energy or the source, and still the journey keeps going on. So
mhm,
the dark night of soul might change, but it will stay. So the darkness will be there. Don't give up. The only thing I
mhm.
want to say is never give up.
Yeah.
If I can do it, you can do it as well.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I went through the dark night of the soul, and I think I'm still going through it. I'm kind of in the between phase, where, there's joy, sadness. It's just all a mess. But dark night of the soul, I did not like it. I still don't.
Yeah.
My
It's
ego doesn't.
painful.
It
Yes,
is.
actually,
Yeah, yeah.
because we used to say like, "Bas karo." I mean, wait. I started speaking in Hindi, but please, God, just please don't take me to that dark night, because
Yeah.
it is actually dark night. It is actually the darkness. There's
Mhm,
nothing, and one moment you are smiling, and suddenly something happened. You feel like you're psychologically ill, and there's just
yeah.
a thin line between dark night of soul and psychological issues. There's just a thin line
Mhm,
between them. So
mhm.
you feel like you're getting mad or something, and then there's the one who is talking about this.
Mhm,
Um, I think in 2022 end or 2023, I was going through that time.
mm,
So I started creating posts about Dark Night of Soul to help people at that time. I don't even remember, but on Instagram, I have those posts
mhm.
that might help someone. Um,
Yeah.
yes, of course, it's old, but it will help somehow.
Mhm,
But yes, hold someone's hand, talk about it. And the one who is experienced, you will know. The person is experienced, like talking to them.
mhm,
Otherwise, there are so many. I mean, my clients now started questioning, Kirti, how do we know if I'm joining a course of someone else? How do I know if they are authentic or not?
mm.
Because after COVID, there are so many false gurus, I must say. And I
Yeah.
don't want to tag them, but still,
Mhm,
there are so many people who are reading and just helping out.
mhm,
But
mhm.
you will know who is with experience. You will know by
Yeah,
talking to them.
yeah,
So
yeah, I
talk to
agree.
them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah. Well, I have two questions for you. The first one is, what is the meaning of life for you?
Hmm. Life for me, the meaning of life for me is a journey,
Mhm,
a class of school that we have to pass.
mhm,
Like after so many years, I realize earlier I used to say, why am I sent on this earth? I don't want to live and whatever. But
mm,
now I understand that it is like a chapter of a book, or you can say, or it is a school and this is my class which I have to excel.
yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. My last question is, let's say people watching this, they want to connect with you. How can they do that? And are you willing to talk to anybody who has any questions?
They can connect me through my email address and my website,
Mhm,
which is Kirtti Sharma,
mhm,
KirttiSharma.com. Or email is Kirti,
mhm,
Kirtti, Sharma, Sharma. They can find everything on my website only, but they can DM me on Instagram or connect me through my email address.
mhm. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. How do I pronounce the name?
Thank
Pretty?
you. Yes.
Kirtti Sharma.
It's,
Thank you so much for your time.
yes.
Thank you for all you do. And keep shining, keep sharing your gifts and awaken humanity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to this
You're
podcast.
welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.